Today on Forbes, how one couple lost their life savings to a fake federal investigation. It took Larry Cook and his wife a lifetime of work to save over $1 million. It took just 6 months for them to lose it all in a scam, leaving them with an empty bank account, a shocking tax bill, and a baffling increase in their Medicare premiums. Larry remembers with perfect clarity the day his life changed. It was September 21st, 2023. The retired minister and his wife, Barbara, both 82 years old, were shopping at the Walmart near their home in China Lake, Maine, when Barb got a call purporting to be from Amazon. Earlier that month, Barb had trouble shopping on Amazon and had been trying to resolve an issue. So when the caller said he was calling about fraudulent purchases tied to Larry's name and social security number, Barb paid attention. The caller listed 5 purchases made in Larry's name from different states and countries. Larry recognized none of them. The caller asked to continue the conversation and later said he was joined by the security manager for TD Bank, which made sense. TD was the Cook's bank. Back home, Larry got another call. This time, the caller said they were from the Federal Trade Commission, investigating fraud and potential money laundering, and that Larry was a target. Alarm bells went off. Larry said he needed to contact an attorney. The callers told him that would likely lead to a costly court case, or he could help the government catch whoever was behind it. They described something like a witness protection program. Larry and Barb would get new social security numbers and move their money to decoy funds. Larry asked for proof. Within an hour, an official-looking document on Treasury letterhead arrived, advising him that if he cooperated and kept the matter confidential, he would be off the hook. The caller warned that Larry's children could also be at risk of investigation and even mentioned he knew about a transfer between Larry and his son through TD Bank. A money transfer like that had indeed occurred, which gave Larry pause. Larry reluctantly agreed. He was told he would work with a government agent named Ryan, who contacted him through a supposedly encrypted WhatsApp number. Ryan instructed Larry to withdraw $10,000, photograph the withdrawal slip, and cash, and then deposit the money into a Bitcoin ATM in Augusta, Maine. Ryan assured him the money would be returned, plus interest. That was the first of many withdrawals and deposits in Maine and in Florida, where the Cooks vacationed. Ryan always seemed to know exactly where Larry was, sometimes offering directions. Over the next few months, Larry visited more than 30 Bitcoin ATMs. He exhausted his checking and savings, then dipped into his retirement accounts. By April, Larry was told he had to buy gold, $100,000 in coins and later bullion, which agents picked up in parking lots. Larry then went on a mission trip to Kenya. When he returned, the so-called special encrypted government version of WhatsApp had disappeared from his phone. He called the FTC and asked for Ryan. Instead, he was directed to report a scam. The representative told him, quote, "Mr. Cook, there is no Ryan." The FBI later concluded that Larry's phone had likely been tapped, explaining how the scammers tracked his movements and conversations. The timing couldn't have been worse. Barb was diagnosed with lung cancer, and Larry was diagnosed with macular degeneration. Married for 61 years, they carried on, relying on their faith to get them through. Then the tax bills arrived. About $1.3 million withdrawn from retirement accounts in 2023 and 2024 was considered taxable income. Although some taxes had been withheld, the IRS initially refused to allow a deduction for the scam, citing the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. The 2017 Act, signed by President Donald Trump, initially restricted personal casualty and theft losses to only those incurred during a federally declared disaster. A 2025 IRS memo clarified that scam losses are deductible only in certain circumstances. After intervention from the taxpayer advocate, the IRS granted an abatement of $238,000 and refunded $176,000. Maine offered no relief, citing there wasn't a mechanism to do so. This left the Cooks liable for state taxes, interest, and penalties. Next came the Medicare penalty. Because Medicare premiums are income-based and calculated using income from 2 years prior, the withdrawals triggered income-related monthly adjustments, raising the Cooks' premiums by about $1,000 per month. Appeals were denied, and the case is now before the Department of Health and Human Services Review Board. Larry's experience is common. In 2024, 41% of older adults reporting losses of $10,000 or more from businesses or government imposter scams were first contacted by phone. In 2024, older adults were more than twice as likely to report losses over $10,000 from business and government imposter scams, and 3 times as likely to report losses over $100,000. For full coverage and guidance on how to protect yourself and report a scam, see the full article by Kelly Phillips Erb on Forbes.com. This is John Palmer from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.